So I'm going to take a deep breath. I hope you do too. Feel like we are coming into a field together, that we are joining in energy and we are joining in spirit. And hi, everybody that is with me. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Johnny. Hello, people. We have something wonderful to talk about today, to feel and experience today. And I'm excited to take you on this journey because, we are going through great changes right now. I guess that's not news to anybody. But just what those changes are and is going to be asked of us, where we're headed, what we're supposed to be learning at this time, at this convergence of these very, very fascinating happenings on the planet. Not just the pandemic, but the rising up of Black Lives Matter, of opening ourselves to looking at our history and reconciling and having a reckoning with who we are, not only as Americans, but wherever we are around the world. We're having one big reckoning as we are spending a lot of time, most of us, at home. Not a whole lot of social things to be able to do, certainly not like what we've been used to. And we ask ourselves, what is the purpose of all this? What are we actually supposed to be learning here? Where are we headed? And hopefully everybody that's tuning in here is minded towards taking lessons from these things that happen in life and not just trying to survive it and get back to some kind of normal, which I'm not exactly sure how much of that normal is going to be existing into the future. So taking some breaths with me, let's take a look at the future in a different way. Let's take a look at this in a spiritual way, in a way of creation. Where are we going as an evolving species of human beings here on the planet? What is what I would call this great transition taking place that actually has gotten started, a while ago, maybe a few centuries ago, maybe more. It's kind of been an ongoing transition of thinking, of opening to the new types of empowerment of people, of women, of people of color, trying this, getting back into the old paradigms of enslavement in one way or another, and imprisonment, and all the greed and materialism that has been just replacing constantly the love and growth that we are meant to experience here. So let's take a look together. Let's take some breaths and really, really drop in with me. Feel an energy, feel a bond between all of us that are here together. There's an energetic set in place. The field is opening. Breathe into it. Allow it. Allow yourself to come into a dream space, a space of all possibility, where you're willing to see beyond what your mind can actually even grasp. Be willing to feel beyond your emotions. Be willing to feel with your beingness without needing to know all about what it's about. Opening to ultimate potentiality. Opening to all that you might be beyond what you know about yourself. Be willing to let go of the structures that you've built to make your life possible. Your beliefs in how life works and what you need to thrive in life. Let go of it all and be with me in this moment of time. Let's kind of spread our wings Let's have a bigger experience than what we know. So breathing deeply. There has been a stream of consciousness that has been opening to me for quite a while. And a lot of my work, and those of you that work with me know this a lot about me, that a lot of my work is to push the boundaries of the existing paradigms of what we think we know, how we operate, to move beyond being just worshipful believers, to move beyond needing to find what we need outside of ourselves, but rather to be able to take the inward journey and find what resources us from within and from our connection to all things spiritual, to all things in creation, and to all things in life. Indeed, to be able to listen deeply, to get to know the different languages of all that is trying to speak to us, rather than demanding that everybody and everything and all the unseens and all of everything on this planet speak to us on our own terms. We try to listen for spiritual guidance, but we expect it to come in language that we know. So let us stretch into our own evolvement. Let us learn how to listen deeply, how to open the frontiers of receiving. The next evolution that is trying to happen here, that is actually being offered here, is the integration of the spirit and the human self. The spirit human is the next evolutionary step. Will we make it? Will we be able to get there? I don't know. But I know there's a lot of us, and probably many of you who are on this call with me. If you're drawn here today, there is something whispering in your ear, telling you it's time. Telling you that you already know. Telling you to open to infinite possibility. So as we kind of lurch awkwardly to enlightenment, we find ourselves, lurching and then hitting a wall. And then lurching and trying to find the book, the teacher, the explanation, the Bible, the religion, the friends, the ones who can explain to us how to get there, because we feel pulled towards it. We feel a knowing that there's something bigger waiting for us, something that we're being asked to move into, because the existing paradigms are not only not working so great, but they're not answering the calls of our hearts. Not really. We're not able to open beyond emotional love, for example, which we talked about in one of the other, I believe it was the Wisdom Wednesday before last, maybe. Do you dare to love? We're not able to have the fullest experience of how our lives unfold each day. So we lurch. We looking here, looking there. Trying to find what enlightenment is, we don't know. We think, oh yeah, enlightenment means that I get to know a lot of the secrets of the universe. Enlightenment, I'll be enlightened, I'll know. And it becomes a mental sort of exercise. And we look for those books or teachers that can speak to it. But does it really come in? I don't think so, because enlightenment is an individual journey. Enlightenment is more about opening to receive light, to receive, to be enlightened means to integrate the light body, the spirit self, to open to that which waits to join us in this life. The spirit human as our next evolutionary step. Are you ready for that? I am. I'd like to stay in this life long enough to see enough of us embrace our spirit self, our own divinity, the God within. There's so many names for this, but actually receiving it, actually opening to allow that spirit of you to come in is so unpredictable. We have no idea who we are until we touch in to that spirit of us. And that part of us can be very mischievous, unpredictable. Our spirits are connected to realms and realms of spirits, spirit beings, realms of spirit that exist that we don't know about, and we can't know it very much in our minds, but we can know it in our hearts. We feel it. We know it when we walk outside in nature and begin to feel the alignment and the beauty of all that exists in the natural world. And then the next step after that of embodying the spirit self has to do with learning the language of all that we see, of being able to open our eyes, our ears, our hearts, all the dimensions of us to be able to perceive our world, to know how powerful we are energetically, and to open all of that energy to be able to be funneled into the collective, to uplift and enlighten all hearts as we are enlightened. Just means giving light. It just means being available to receive and to share. It means very, very deep listening. And when we listen on many different levels. So we listen, supposing to another person, we listen to what they're saying. But the deeper listening requires the light energy to embody. The deeper listening means that we're not only listening to what they say, we're listening to what they're not saying. We're listening to why they're saying it. We're feeling how we receive what we're listening to. Are we just immediately throwing out judgments because of what we're hearing? Or are we openly receiving what we hear? And instead of judging it according to what we think we know or what it's triggering in us, Are we openly allowing the words of that other person to inform and affect us? Not that we have to take on their pain, no. But to actually be affected, to actually understand what we're doing together, why I happen to be in this conversation with you right now. I can feel you out there. I can almost feel what you're thinking, how you're feeling, because we are sharing an energy field together, and the energy field is all about communication. We are, each of us, and those that will come on after we're done at a later time when we're not live, we will be in this field, and a field of energy is a communication. All of it communicating together. Everything that we can perceive becomes a community, and a community is about communication. So enlightenment as the next phase of human evolution is about receiving light energy, spiritual energy. It is about opening to a bigger self than our mind, body, thinking. It is about opening to a beautiful new vision of who we are and being responsible to that spirit self for all that we do and all that we think. Thank you for receiving this Wisdom Wednesday. And if you'd like to explore this more, come do some work with me. Let's see where it goes. All my love to you. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you.